How do you help someone with a sexual addiction if they don't want help? Well, as you probably know, it's very difficult to get somebody to change if they're not invested in that change. But first, we really want to pray. We want to approach the issue with humility. When someone's caught in a sexual addiction or acting out sexually, their first response is probably going to be shame. They don't really have a belief that they can move out of that. And so what you might be seeing is really that reaction of shame instead of just a resistance to change. And so pray, approach it with humility, maybe even sharing some of your own struggles and the ways that you've needed to confess sin in the past. That might pave the way for the person to have a heart that really does want change. I would also encourage you not to just ignore the problem if the person doesn't want help, particularly if you're in a position of spiritual leadership. We read in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, Paul warning the Corinthian church not to just put up with sexual immorality, but to confront it, and to confront it when appropriate with church discipline. I think sometimes we use that word addiction, and it can be very appropriate where somebody's caught in a pattern that they can't stop. But sometimes we forget that there's also sin involved, and sin needs to be confronted. If we pretend that it's not there and we let somebody just kind of go on with church life and relationships without giving them a warning and sometimes implementing that kind of discipline, we really don't just do them a disservice, but we also are bringing sin into the body of Christ in a way that can be infectious. And so be prayerful, be humble, give the person opportunities to change and pathways to change. But if you're in that position of leadership, you may really need to start taking some steps that are more confrontational and really approaching it as a sin issue.